Just close your eyes. Know the peace within.
Beloved GM, why all the realized masters say nothing never happens here, nothing existed here. For me, thousands of things exist, thousands of events going on in the surrounding. Where is my vision missing?
You say thousands of things exist. Where do they all exist? Can they exist apart from your consciousness? Do you ever know what consciousness is? Unless you know what this consciousness is, and in your consciousness only everything happens spontaneously, none of the happenings are real. You remain ignorant about everything that appears so with eyes open. First, know that you are conscious of your presence inwardly in stillness. Only in stillness, your consciousness is conscious of itself as I amness without words. It is your consciousness that struggles by accepting itself to be a person. Your consciousness needs to know that it is consciousness only within through stillness. Unless your consciousness settles in stillness constantly, inwardly, your consciousness cannot remain wakeful to wake up totally from the perceived dreamy duality show. Your consciousness is trapped by the dreamy duality by accepting itself to be a person unknowingly. Once your consciousness settles inwardly in stillness, it starts knowing the peace within and remains wakeful inwardly. Wakefulness is knowing the peace within constantly. Know the conscious state within through stillness. Then you have every possibility to wake up totally, to realize your absolute wholeness prior to duality. Unless you settle inwardly in stillness, you cannot know what the realized says. Realized says from the wholeness. Realized knows the observer prior to consciousness. Realized helps you to know the observer prior to duality. Realized knows the non-dual ultimate richness and helps you to know the unreality of the dreamy duality show. Realized says only to wake up your consciousness from the unreal dreamy show, which is not you. You describe only about the unreal perceived show in space at the duality level. Do you know that the real is unchanging and prior to the ever-changing duality? Do you know that whatever changes are not real? Do you know the unmoving observer in you prior to duality? Do you know the observer is prior to the observed show? Do you know that the observer is never born? Do you know that the observer is prior to the dreamy show? Do you know that the observer is eternally here? Do you know that nothing never happens to the observer? Do you know that your consciousness is accepting only the unreal, ever-changing dream to be real? Do you know that the real cannot change itself? Do you know that the observer is prior to changes? Do you know that the observer is prior to the dream? Till the observer prior to duality is known through total wakefulness, the dreamy duality is accepted as real. The only way to know that nothing never happens here is to be conscious of yourself inwardly by closing the eyes and knowing the peace within constantly. No person ever here. It is your consciousness that identifies the duality to be real out of ignorance at the personality level unknowingly. It is your consciousness that is conscious of itself inwardly in stillness. It is your consciousness that wakes up totally from the dreamy duality. Better wake up consciously, inwardly, to know the eternal unborn observer in you, to know that the observer is eternally here and you are that. Nothing never happens to you, the observer.